Well, that's enough hearing dots and dashes, but there is a reason. Hint, it has to do with today's video. Hello everyone, it's me Super Blaster 41. Now let's get started. In today's modern gaming landscape, the use of cheating via a code is heavily discouraged, as it can ruin online play, cause frustration amongst gamers, and in the case of esports, competitive gaming, cast doubt on the legitimacy of a performance. However, in the earlier days of video games, cheat codes were something helpful and sought after. The knowledge of a cheat code or button combination was quite fundamental to the video game experience, as it could help you unlock a character, help you with a level you were struggling with, or skip it entirely, and allow you to fool around with the game or your friends if you were mischievous enough. While many gamers, young and old, have utilized the cheat code at least once in their life and have even memorized a few, there is one that is universally recognized amongst the community that has been engraved into the realm of pop culture. Okay, I'll show it to you. It's the Konami Code, an 11 button combination that originates from the 1980s and has persisted to the modern day in the form of references and Easter eggs. However, while many people know the code, they might not know the history behind it. The code was originally created by Kazuhisa Hashimoto while working on the development of the Famicom/NES port of Gradius. Fun fact, the Famicom and NES port of Gradius was actually the first port to have the game and series name be consistent across all regions. The original arcade release and some future ports and games for different systems had various names in different regions, most notably Nemesis in Europe and North America for the first Gradius game. Hashimoto developed the code as a way to make playtesting easier, as the game was rather difficult. Anyone who has ever played Gradius can attest to this. So he added a series of button commands that would be simple for playtesters to remember. The code, which gave the player a full set of power ups upon unpausing the game, was intended to be removed prior to the final release, but it was kept due to an oversight. When it was discovered that the game still had the code upon preparation for mass production, Hashimoto and the development team decided to keep it for two reasons. First, removing the code posed the risk of introducing new bugs and glitches, which would have been a pricey fix in the 1980s, as fixing the game upon removal of the Easter egg would have required hours of manpower and the mass production of another batch of cartridges for the Famicom and NES, which was not cheap. Second, the team also deemed that entering the code would be easy for playtesters but difficult for players. After release on the Famicom and NES, some players reported the code back to Konami, giving it a little bit of popularity, and Konami liked the code so much that they allowed Hashimoto's button combination to be used in future Konami titles. The code would also be included in another Konami title, the Famicom and NES port of Contra, titled Probotector in Europe. Contra, which has a similar level of difficulty to Gradius, gave the player only 3 lives upon starting the game. However, in the first issue of Nintendo Power, on page 58 to be exact, the code is revealed in text and gives the player 30 extra lives. The explanation of the code from the magazine is: this trick will give you all the help you'll need to defeat the aliens. When the title screen appears, press the control pad up twice, down twice, left, then right, push the B button and the A button, lastly, push start. From there, the code gained immense popularity, leading it to be known as the Contra Code or 30 Lives Code. However, the general name is simply the Konami Code. Interestingly, the English Wikipedia page lists the Japanese name for the Konami code as Konami Commando, which can be translated as Konami Command in English. The Konami code's creator, Kazuhisa Hashimoto, would go on to work on other games for Konami, such as The Goonies for the Famicom and Play Choice 10, an arcade cabinet that was based on NES hardware, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the Super Famicom and SNES, as well as the International Superstar Soccer series, which is the precursor to Konami's Pro Evolution Soccer / eFootball series. Sadly, Kazuhisa Hashimoto passed away at the age of 61 on February 25, 2020, leaving behind a legacy that inspired video gamers internationally. Now, obviously, with the Konami Code being the pop culture icon that it is, there are many uses and variations of it in numerous video games since it first debuted back in 1986. The general way to enter the Konami Code, as done on a Famicom or NES controller, is performed by pressing up up, down down, left right, B, A, and then pressing start. However, the button layout will vary depending on the system or game. Because Sony's PlayStation consoles do not have their action buttons as letters, using geometric shapes instead, the code is performed in a slightly different manner. The way to do it is up up, down down, left right, circle, cross, and finishing with start or options depending on the controller that you're using. In Tengen copies of Tetris for the NES, performing the code without hitting up twice will cause an I tetramino to be spawned. Players can only do this once during a game. In the Famicom and NES version of Gyrus, performing the code in reverse at the title screen before hitting start will grant the player 30 extra lives in a manner similar to Contra on the same family of systems. Entering the code in Bioshock Infinite will enable 1999 mode, a harder difficulty of the game. This may be in reference to System Shock 2, one of the first games made by Irrational Games, which was released that year. In the 3DS version of Adventure Time, "Hey Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage?" Inputting the Konami code at the title screen will show an 8-bit animation of series creator Pendleton Ward dancing with depictions of Jake and Finn to his left and right, respectively. Inputting a variation of the Konami code in the title screen of Prototype 0608 of Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will allow the user to access the level select screen. The code is entered like this: up up, down down, left right, A, and then pressing start. Depending on the system version, different variations of the Konami code can be entered to access the level select and sound test screens in Sonic Chaos. In the Master System version, the combinations are up, down, left, right, and then pressing either 1 or 2 for the level select, and down, up, left, right, and then pressing either 1 or 2 for the sound test. For the Game Gear version, the combinations are up, down, left, right, and pressing either 1 or 2, then start for the level select, and down, up, left, right, then pressing 1 or 2 before hitting start for the sound test. For the Game Gear Micro, the variations are simplified. They are up, down for the level select, and down, up for the sound test. After the end of the Chapter 1 Season X The Blackout event in Fortnite Battle Royale, the Konami code was used to access a Durburger minigame while the game was in downtime. Like the case with video games, the Konami code has also been referenced in various forms of popular media and various real-life devices as well. A variation of the Konami code can be used on Netflix to reset the app if a user is experiencing problems while using it on a smart TV, game console, or similar device. The code is entered like this: up, down, left, right, up, with the pressing of up 4 times at the end substituting the B and A buttons. In 3 different voice assistants, reciting the code will have similar but different outcomes. If you recite the Konami code in its entirety to Google's Google Assistant, it will respond with "Cheat mode enabled. You destroyed the vile red falcon and saved the universe. Consider yourself a hero," or other similar responses. Doing the same for Amazon's Alexa will have the user be responded with these three messages. Ding 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 ding! Great job! You've secured all the power ups. Sorry, so close, no power ups for you. Super Alexa mode activated. Starting reactors online. Enabling advanced systems online. Raising dongers. Error. Dongers missing. Aborting. Which is honestly really nifty if you ask me. Resetting the code with a minor alteration will make Apple Siri say either cheater, nerd, or I'm getting dizzy. The alteration is that the user must say enter instead of start so that Siri doesn't attempt to set a timer. Typing in the code as up up down down left right BA start, as shown on screen in some HP and Palm produced WebOS devices, will allow the user to enable developer mode. Entering the Konami Code minus start as it lacks the button on a Fisher Price video game inspired toy will have the toy play a special sequence of lights and sounds as seen in this video.
Power up! Amazing! Level 4! High score! Level 1! Great job! First place! Level 3! You win!
The Konami Code is shown in the opening sequence of the Disney animated series Gravity Falls, where it is seen in a journal page at the end of the sequence, as noted in the circled area in the photo. In the Amazing World of Gumball episode The Tape, Season 2, Episode 35, Otto uses the Konami Code to his benefit at various points during the episode. However, when Gumball, the main character, attempts to use it, he suffers from a reality breaking bug, which you can see on screen. In Episode 3 of the Japanese tokusatsu series Kamen Rider Zio, a variation of the Konami Code is used as a plot device in A Note Left Behind by Dr. Emu Hojo, the writer whose series is being referenced in the episode. In the 2012 Disney film Wreck-It Ralph, King Candy uses the Konami Code to access a locked portion of the code of Sugar Rush to access a medal as a way to convince Ralph so that he can prevent Penelope Von Schweetz from racing in the same game. And that's the history, usage, and references of the Konami Code in various games and media. While simple, listing all instances of this would be very long and time consuming. However, this 11 button combination has gone beyond its original use as a cheat code and made its place in pop culture. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like or comment on this video, or even considering subscribing as that helps this channel out a ton. All in all, I hope you have an excellent day wherever you're watching. See you all next time.